Yo no como mucha verdura. A mí me gusta más la carne. Mi hermano sí, come mucha verdura y por eso no quiere comer conmigo. Many of these words, me, yo, me, conmigo, can get confusing sometimes. But don't worry, that's what we are going to cover in today's lesson. Hola, soy Alejandro de KeySpanish, and let's get started with the most straightforward of these words. And that is yo, which is I, and it is a subject pronoun. Don't worry about the grammar terminology. If you don't care about it, that's okay. But it means that we are talking about the one who is performing the action or who is something. So, yo soy el estudiante favorito de Alejandro, no tú. I am Alejandro's favorite student, not you. And it's important to notice that subject pronouns are mostly omitted in Spanish. That's because with the ending of the verb or the way you conjugate the verb, you are already giving away that information. You are saying who is something or who is doing something. If I say soy español or eres español, I don't need to say yo or tú. It's implied in the form of the verb. So remember, with subject pronouns, you don't need them. But in the sentence I just gave as an example, I'm making an emphasis. I am the favorite student of Alejandro, not you. Yo soy el estudiante favorito de Alejandro, no tú. In this case, where emphasis is needed or you want to emphasize something, then you can use the subject pronoun. So that's the first word. Yo is I. And then we have mi, which is a possessive, my. So, mi profesor de español es fantástico. My Spanish teacher is fantastic. And also, keep in mind that possessives in Spanish agree in number. So that is, mis clases de español son muy divertidas. My Spanish classes are a lot of fun. So if mi profesor is singular, then mi is singular. Clases is plural, therefore mi changes to mis. So we have yo, which is the subject, I am doing something, and mi is expressive possession. Either my teacher, my classes, my house, whatever it is, that's me. And then you have me with a stress mark, with a tilde, an accent. And in this case is a personal pronoun with a preposition or prepositional pronoun, you can call it. And it could take many forms. Like, el regalo es para mí. The present is for me. ¿Crees en mí? Do you believe in me? No te rías de mí. Don't laugh at me. So there are many prepositions in Spanish. These are some of the most common ones: a, de, en, para, por, sin, sobre. So anytime you have a preposition, that me is me in Spanish with an accent mark. So for me, in me, at me, all of this will be a prepositional pronoun. Except when the preposition is con, with. In this case, with me takes a different form, which is conmigo. So, ¿quieres practicar español conmigo? Do you want to practice Spanish with me? So remember, any preposition except con would be just me. Con, we say conmigo. And the same is the second person, contigo. So we have covered yo, the subject pronoun, me as the possessive, mi casa, mi teléfono, mi coche, and me after prepositions. Crees en mí, confías en mí, el regalo es para mí, and if the preposition is conmigo. And let's take a look at the last one of these maybe confusing words, which is me. And we use it as an object pronoun, and it can take the form of a direct object or indirect object, and also it can be in a reflexive construction. And it's about receiving. We are talking about the recipient of a thing, of an idea, or whatever it is. So as a direct object pronoun, again, don't worry about the grammar terminology, just to know that there are different use cases. But you can say, el jefe me llamó ayer. The boss called me yesterday. Me llamó, called me. And Juan me compró un regalo. Juan bought me a present. In this case, it's an indirect object pronoun because the direct object is the present, el regalo. And an example with the reflexive construction, in which case is no longer me in English, it's the subject pronoun I. would be me levanto muy temprano. I get up very early. Let's recap. Yo, I, subject pronoun. Yo soy el estudiante favorito de Alejandro. Then you have me as the possessive. I am the possessor of something. Mi profesor de español es fantástico. I possess my professor. And then you have me with an accent mark, which is after prepositions. El regalo es para mí, o no te rías de mí, don't laugh at me, except with con, which is conmigo. ¿Quieres practicar español conmigo? And lastly, this me, that is an object pronoun or reflexive pronoun, both direct, indirect. So el jefe me llamó ayer, o me compró un regalo, me levanto temprano. This would be the three ways in which you can use this last one, me. I hope this helped you understand these words a bit better. And to see if that's the case, I have a challenge for you. Here is John saying that encanta el español, lo aprendo desde hace años. Blank, hermano, también lo estudia, pero hablo mejor que él. A veces, hermano quiere hablar en español, pero prefiero practicar solo. So, I want you to comment down below, participate. Remember, if you don't use it, you lose it. And answer with the appropriate word. So, yo, me, with accent or without, me, or conmigo. You can just put the number 1, 2, and 3 and pause the video here if you need to reference it again. And I also add the text in the description. Maybe you can copy paste to add your answer there. But I want you to practice. I want you to use what you're learning and see if you really understood it. That's it for today's lesson. If you found it useful, please give it a like. Dale a me gusta. Es gratis. And if you want to continue learning grammar, I recently made a video about the difference between ir and irse, which is quite challenging. And you can watch it here. You will find the link somewhere in the screen. And I hope to see you in the next one. Soy Alejandro, de KeySpanish, y nos vemos en clase.